Fat. Pig. Why are you so fat? Nobody likes you.
That is just a small sample of what we had to listen every day of our childhood. Because we were sedentary and obese children. And because of this, we didn't have a happy childhood. Because of this, we literally stopped loving ourselves. The bad news is that a lot of children are just like us. Because 83% of all the Mexican children are sedentary. And this amount is so large that it's equivalent to the entire population of Canada.
In our case, someone give us a medicine for this. A medicine that gives us values, opportunities, a second family, but the most important, a different way to see life in a happier way. But where is this medicine I'm talking about? Sports and physical activity. There's no more.
The sports and physical activity had such an impact in our life that we ask ourselves, how can we give this medicine to all the children? How can we motivate every single kid to do more physical activity? So we create Alban. Alban is a web platform that gives the parents the necessary tools to motivate their children to do more physical activity. All this through different rewards.
Alban is based in three principal hypotheses. The first one is that the reward would motivate the children to do more physical activity. Second, that we can track this physical activity that the children make day by day. And finally, that parents are looking for a solution and they are willing to pay for what we offer.
So, based on these three hypotheses, our first idea came up. In a podometer, the children will accumulate all the physical activity they do. To later, scan it in a vending machine and change that physical activity for healthy food. The vending machines will be in schools and the schools will pay for everything. We assume that the healthy food will be enough to motivate the children to do more physical activity. To validate this, we went to three schools, put the podometer to 64 children and put them to exercise. If they reach a certain number of steps, we will give them healthy food. And the results were amazing because every single kid reached that goal and they loved it. They loved it so much that they want us to come back. The bad news is that the schools were not willing to pay for what we offer. The healthy food will not motivate the children in a long term, and the podometer is really imprecise, so it's easy for the children to cheat. So we ask ourselves, maybe parents are willing to pay for what we offer. So we completely transform the project. Now the children will accumulate all the physical activity in a smart bracelet. To later upload that physical activity to a web platform and change it for different rewards, such as cinema tickets, clothes, toys, or even why not, even flying tickets. But the amazing thing about this is that we are using the technology in our favor in order to create good habits in the children, to create values, but also to teach them to work for what they want. We assume that the smart bracelets will be more precise, that the children will like it, that will resist heat and will be waterproof. So we bought 10 different smart bracelets and put them to 30 kids. And the result is that only one smart bracelet fulfill the specifications we need in this project. Now, with this new model, we assume that the new rewards will motivate even more the children to do more physical activity. So we did experiments with 90 children, but this experiment was amazing. This little girl is Sophie. She is a sedentary child. We gave her the smart bracelet to see how many steps she made every day for 1 week. And these are results. She made between 2,704 steps and 4,376 steps, and this is really low. This amount is really low, and the parents are really worried because they can't find a way to motivate the little child to get out of bed, literally. So we talked to her. We said, if you make more than 5,500 steps every day for 1 week, we will give you tickets to the cinema. And she loved the idea, but we love the results even more since she made between 5,712 steps and 9,494 steps. And this was amazing, but not only for us, also for the parents, because they can realize that small rewards such as cinema ticket was enough to motivate her at that level. And now that we're not doing experiments with Sophie, she go out and exercise by herself because now she tried the satisfaction of doing exercise. This was really amazing.
We assume that parents are willing to pay for what we offer, but to validate this information, we made 75 interviews in a time of 8 weeks, and we find out amazing things here. First of all, that the 95% of parents that we interview, they really believe that one of the most important problems in Mexico is the sedentary lifestyle. And the 80% of this same population interview, they are truly worried about the lack of physical activity of their children. And the amazing thing here, and that we love it, is that the 90% of the parents that we interview are willing to pay for what we offer. And the 40% of this same population want to pay us in that specific moment, even though we don't have anything yet. One thing that also parents love is that they just have to pay $8 monthly for having access of our web platform, and then they just have to pay the smart bracelet at the same cost. That means that we don't win anything here in the bracelet. At this point, we have visited 6 different schools, and 3 of them came back to us because they truly believe that there is a relationship between a healthy body and a healthy brain, and also it can give them added values to selling our services.
By this time, and based on the insights we discovered with the parents, we made our first functional MVP. We test this with 16 parents for 2 weeks, and we discovered that they like it. It is easy to use, but they don't like the design. So we have to work in that. We also discovered that insecurity is an important issue where parents don't let the children go and play in the streets like in the old times. So we found a solution for this. We assume that different sport clubs and sport schools will be willing to work with us in order to give the children a safe place, a safety place where they can exercise. So we went with Alejandro Fernandez Varela. He's the general director of Deportes UNAM. The UNAM is the largest university in Mexico, and they have 18 different disciplines where children can exercise. So we talked to him, and he loved it so much that he will give us rewards so the children can win it in our platform. Also, every single kid that is part of Alban will have a special discount in the 18 disciplines of the Deportes UNAM.
We're also working hand to hand with Mexicanos Activos. Mexicanos Activos is a foundation that promotes physical activity in Mexico. So they will give us different physical plans for busy parents. That means that every kid in Mexico is it will be able to practice physical activity or sports everywhere and having fun too. Why not?
So, Deportes UNAM and Mexicanos Activos became our first key partners. We also assume that different government institutions will be willing to work with us. So we start knocking doors, and we went with Patricia Guerra. Patricia Guerra is the general director of Fundación IMSS. The Fundación IMSS is a government foundation that supports the healthy people. Well, Patricia Guerra loved the project so much that he wants us to be a complementary service of all the public daycares in Mexico. There are 553 daycares with an average of 30 kids. So Fundación IMSS became our key partner, our channel, but also our client. Now, Patricia Guerra take us with Kio. Kio is the biggest technology company in Mexico, and they became our first investors that they are going to help us with the development and the design of the web platform. With the help of Kio and Fundación IMSS, we have meetings with different adventure parks and cinemas. Now, after talking with Kio, we realize that our key activity is the maintenance of the web page, and also it is one of our main costs. Also, another key activity is to get more key partners in order to have more rewards and the platform more attractive for the children. Also, to get more schools to have more channels.
We have participated in different competitions. The first competition that we participate is the In Crowded Guadalajara, in which we won the third place. Then we participated in the National Business Model Competition in Monterrey, Mexico, and we won the first place. So we won our pass for participating in the International Business Model Competition, which take place in Provo, Utah.
We were selected for this competition between 5,000 different universities from all around the world. In Provo, we compete with 40 teams and we get the 11th place. After coming back from Utah, we have the opportunity to pitch to the representatives of Facebook from Silicon Valley, and they love the idea. Now, he's Dave. He's one of our main motivations to keep going and to make this project a reality. He has 10 years old, and with that short age, he sells drugs. But we talked to him and we said, if you train with the football team, you will have the opportunity to go and have a meal with us, to have free food. And he loved it. He is the first one to go to the field. He trained without shoes, and he's the last one to go. And now, only because he had meal with us, he stopped selling drugs. Now, he wants to be a student from the university, from Dunam. Now, he wants to be part of the football team. Now, his life is completely transformed just because of a free meal. He is the true example of the impact that the sports have in the life. We know we still have a long way to go, but we're convinced that we can transform the life of millions of Mexican children.